25 years after the fact of Good Will Hunting. He's going after Matt Damon on that.
Sometimes you just end up watching a movie later and you have some thoughts about it, and he turned those into
a little late to the game on that one.
Yeah. Podcast right now. Yes, once again, podcast right now happening in your ears. Today's date, February 6, 2022. On the pod today, Kevin, the Mean Man, $1,000 Dog Shaw, and TV's Joe Concerto. He plays in a band. He plays the fretless bass, 6-string in a band. The band's name is Casket Farm. They'll be in Columbus this spring. Keep an eye out for Casket Farm. Joe, what's up?
You misspoke. I play the stringless bass.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You've been in the lab working on your instruments.
Yeah, no, I just go boo doo 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 boo 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 boo.
Whoa. Don't give it all away, buddy. Tickets are going on sale here, all right? We don't want to just give it all out for free.
You got to give a little tease.
That was a little more than a tease. That was a little more than a tease. Oh, the hands? We call them the farm hands from Casket Farm.
Mm-hmm.
They're all of our hands. How's Kev doing today? How you doing, buddy? How's your heart rate? What's your bone pressure doing today?
Pretty good. Heart rate's probably back down after getting my exercise in. I'm very dirty. We talked about it a little bit in the pre-show, but I've gone 4 nights without taking a shower now.
Oh,
and that's every day smoking weed in the evening, and every day breaking a good hard sweat for about 40 minutes.
Oh,
Christ!
You're nasty.
Yeah, I'm a science experiment right now. I'm fascinated with myself.
Did you lose your job?
No.
He sounds like the actions of a man who's lost his job.
Are you and your are you and your fiance okay? Is she still around?
Yeah. Well, she had COVID, so her sense of smell is a little bit disabled.
Is she showering?
Yeah, because she has a vagina, Kevin. It's a little different than if you don't shower. Is she showering?
It's not that different by now. I got to tell you, it's getting more and more similar by the day. No, she's doing normal things.
Joe, I told him earlier, like all the poops that he had taken. Those stack up. Those stack.
Right. But then I told him that my poops have been especially like easy, clean wipes recently. He said he doesn't think that matters. Of course it matters.
No, I think it healed over back there.
Matters.
No, I think it healed over. Joe.
No, if you're eating like just a steady diet of rice and you're doing a 1 wipe on each one, that's probably not as bad as if you're eating a steady diet of Wendy's chili with spicy 5-piece nugs.
Yeah.
That's not going to come out as clean.
Right.
There's going to be some res.
Yeah. Some res. Yeah. All right. Well, how many what's your in? I mean, do you have a line? Do you have a hard out? Like, okay, if I go a week, I got to shut this down.
I mean, I thought that I was going to shower after I worked out tonight, and it didn't happen. So I don't know what to say.
Is this all accidental, or you're just like,
It's half and half. So like it probably takes a day and a half to 2 days to really kick in.
Oh.
That's when you catch the first whiff of something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was accidental for the first until I noticed, and since then it's not been an accident. But no, I will shower between now and work time tomorrow. So
have you been touching your testicles and then smelling your fingertips often?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much nonstop.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could say often because I never take it away.
Right. Yeah. It's weird. You got to shower when you go and pee and you just like smell something, like something changes in the room. You're like, oh, what's going on here?
This room just got acidic.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
My dick has a bad case of the butts right now.
Yeah, I could smell my sack like a dirty pair of shoes.
Yeah.
When you realize it's time to buy new shoes.
Yeah.
You smell them from under the table.
Some teenager kick his gym shoes off in this room? What is going on? Yeah.
Just get some of that shit that they spray into bowling shoes and you'll be good for another week. Well, I'm sure it's safer. If it's safe for bowling shoes, it's got to be safe for a sack.
Makes me wonder if you can prolong your sack a little bit if you use some sort of ointment or some Gold Bond, some powder. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
You buy a day, you think? Or, I mean, at your stage, 4 days in, you'd be making sourdough down there, some kind of weird fucked up pizza dough.
Oh, yeah. You got to have some yeast.
Yeah, some yeasty.
So much yeast.
You should start a brewery you should start a brewery.
Call it my sack?
No, culture the yeast off of your balls and sack. And, that's your whole angle.
Ooh.
My whole ankle also?
It's
my sack and my ankle?
Your angle, I said, with a G.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But those guys do it. We took a tour once, and they were talking about, their lab area and making yeast starters and all this weird stuff. And they said they would like scratch their fingers in their beards and then like touch a petri dish, and that's where you get your all your science that you need to start making beer.
Just go ahead and dip your balls into sugar right now, and that should really cultivate things.
Yeah. Dip your balls in a 5-gallon drum of sugar. Put that in the basement for a good month. Pop the lid off that bitch, and let's get fucked up.
You're going to have your firstborn son if you do that.
Why? You're going to grow a creature.
Why? Just because everyone will be so fucked up that night, you won't put a rubber on?
No, you will have created a yeast baby.
A basement yeast baby. And what would you name him? Do you have a name picked out? Kevin?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to name my firstborn son Owen. So if that son is made of yeast, then so be it.
Oh, you don't go to a different list of names if it's a basement yeast sort of lab experiment?
So. It's not how children work.
Sure it is. He probably can't even ever learn to speak English or tie his shoes right or go to school.
He'll love Owen like he would any other cum baby. It'll be fine.
Ugh.
This is the future. This is the future the left wants to build.
What if he comes out all neat and clean and just really well spoken and all that, and you're like, this isn't my basement, baby. This must be in someone's finished basement. It was someone has a well sealed carpeted basement with a living space, and it's warm and it doesn't smell like a basement. This is that baby's. This is that basement's baby. Where's my son? Where's Owen? Because your basement isn't finished. That's the joke.
From the hospital and sees our basement and asks me if he's adopted.
Father, this just doesn't seem like a basement I'd be from. He has a British accent.
Whatever happens, I think your basement yeast baby is going to be in need of love.
Oh, wow. I feel like you rushed that one, Joe. You should have let it bake a little longer.
Mm. No.
Ah. That's right, boys. Welcome back to Podcast Right Now. That's Kevin's fucking nasty. Kevin needs a bath.
I don't know, man. It's kind of fun.
I'm gonna come over there, and I'm gonna spray you down with a hose out on your porch. The whole neighborhood can see. Move your hand, I'll say. Move your hand. It is too cold.
No, just get them some of that delousing stuff that they use on the prisoners. Just the powder. That should do something.
Kevin, do you ever watch a Western movie and like no one's ever taken baths in a Western. They camp out and then sometimes maybe they'll swim every once in a while in their adventure.
You see them.
They go for weeks.
Baths in that like big metal bin.
Yeah, but that's only once you're back. That's only once you're back to town. Where somebody can heat that bin up for you.
I never.
I feel like they don't shower that often.
Was heated.
Oh, you think they take cold bin baths?
Yeah.
No, they heat it up. No, they cook it over the fire and they dump it into some cold water and then you get warm water.
Joe?
Yeah, if you go to one of those fancy inns with the ladies, they'll heat that up for you.
Yeah.
But at the
in the
homestead,
cowboy movies, though, was that supposed to have been heated?
I don't know if they get down to the. I don't know if it'd be cold. It might be room temperature at best, which would feel cold.
It would feel cold. Yeah.
98 degree skin, but
no, they would. Back in the 1800s, they would heat up a big basin full of water. Dad would get to go first, then mom, and then kids by age. So if you were the youngest of the litter, you had to take a bath in everyone's shitty water.
It's not very chivalrous of the dad.
Well, he's the head of the house. He gets first bath.
Yeah, he's the one that's got the job, so he's got to be the cleanest.
And at that time, like, women were considered a different species or something, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Subhuman beings.
Simpler times.
Yeah.
All checks out.
What else do you guys want to talk about? Kevin needs a bath. I want to keep going. I want to further explore that topic.
I'm trying to think now what the longest that I've been recently without a bath or a shower. It's probably like 4 days as well, just with all the working from home.
Yeah. I hit a limit at like 3 where it's like, okay, you're going to, I don't know, you're going to like, it's going to seem like you're going into a pit of depression or something. Like, people are going to be concerned for me if I don't wash these balls.
That's the thing, though. If you're not leaving the house, you're not really seeing anybody. It's hard to really discern.
I guess it's different because I have a whole family that lives here, too.
Right. Yeah, you've got people that depend on your scent to be okay.
Yeah. Like, Dad, is everything okay?
Well,
Dad, you smell like depression.
Dad, you smell like Bigfoot's dick. What is going on?
I played 18 hours of Stardew Valley this weekend, so I don't think anyone, no one should be worried about my, my mental state. I'm with it. I'm there.
Okay.
There's probably a strong correlation there between the length of time spent in Stardew Valley and length of days not gone showering. Not just for you, but just in general.
I think absolutely. Yep. Yeah, that makes total sense. Huh. I'm surprised your fiance isn't slapping you into shape like, hey, buddy, I've been as polite as I can about this, but it's time. Have you gone this long around her before?
Yeah, I mean, close, if not. Yeah, I do 3 or 4 days. I would say, like, I don't know, between 5 and 10 times a year.
Okay.
Something like that.
Stop me if this is too personal, but have you had love with her with this dirty dick, or is this contributing not to your dirty crotch? Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Well, that's going to come up sooner or later, and you're going to be then. What are you going to do? You're going to be in a real.
Yeah, I'm going to shower in the next 10 hours.
Yeah, but you said that 10 hours ago, probably.
Yeah, but it's the weekend. We didn't go anywhere. We were snowed in. I'm going to not go to work, but I'll have to be on video and pretending not to be dirty. So I'll shower in the morning. It'll be fine.
Okay. Well, check in with us.
Can you send us some sort of a proof of shower.
We want to be your...
Like you holding today's newspaper in the shower.
Yeah. With suds. We want to see soap suds, too.
Need some suds.
I mean, the suds aren't actually what cleans you.
I know, but just to make sure that it looks real. Or a video of you just violently scrubbing your asshole and balls. That'll work, too.
Well, it's my asshole and balls.
Go up to your face and then back down. Give us a fake
today's newspaper as well.
For the newspaper, yeah.
Yeah.
Face newspaper, asshole newspaper.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do it all in one shot.
Please.
We'll Hitchcock it.
Otherwise, I'm coming over with the garden hose. Get to the bottom of this thing.
Shoot it straight up his butthole.
Yeah. On the mist mode, so it really hits the walls of that first few inches of butt.
I think you want to start on mist, but then you're going to need to move into spray to really, get everything off.
Get the back of the closet, yeah. Get them all cleaned out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What else happened this week? My whole family got COVID. My in-laws died. That's why we didn't record last week. Let's talk about it, guys. Joe, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, no, that's a pretty rough week. How is everybody doing?
I would say things are still super brutal and raw. The death of the in-laws was much worse than I think our family having COVID. That was pretty reasonable. And we had our concerns with that, but yeah, things are starting to feel back to normal, but then it's like, we'll be dealing with this for a couple months because it's like a whole estate to take care of and houses and cars and everything. But meeting with the lawyer tomorrow, and yeah, I think that's a good update. Any other questions? Kevin, do you have any questions about me and my family getting COVID-19, the novel virus, the Omicron, and Mike and Susan passing off?
Why are you saying it so aggressively?
I just don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about it. No, I'm just trying to dodge it. That's all. You guys have done nothing wrong.
Well, yeah. Let's take the let's take the COVID piece first. Just how was that on the scale of what you expected?
Yeah. So
versus what was.
Okay. So we were not like boosted, and not for any like political choice reasons. We were just pieces of shit that didn't get around to it yet. And the kids were not vaccinated. The kids had a cold first, and it really seemed like cold symptoms. And we've had them tested so many times in the past, and they tell you, oh, it's winter, kids are at school, they get cold still, and it still ends up costing us money due to our insurance and stuff. So this time around, they got sick, and we were like, whatever, no fevers. It lasted them each like a day, and they were fine. And then Maggie got sick, and she was sick for like 2 days. And then I was last in line, and I got it. And it was on day 3 that I was still feeling like kind of headachy and like congested. Still no fevers for anybody or any loss of like smell or anything. And it was when, I got up that morning. I was like, we should get a test done. Got a test done. Positive. I made it this long. Hadn't got it. Joe, you haven't got it yet, right?
As far as I know, no. There are times that I've felt like shitty.
Yeah. You sound like you have it now. Yeah, you definitely have it.
Joe, you sound like a printer.
Kevin, have you ever had it?
Yeah, same as Joe. Not that I know of, though. I do. I'm all stopped up today, and I had a couple of weird smell experiences.
It's probably your ass. with the whole shower strike that's happening over there.
Yeah, if you can smell it, you're probably good.
Yeah. He's like, my dick hole and my ass and my eyes all itch a lot, and my face is real. It's like a sweat, but more of like an oil.
My ass, my eyes, like the same thing.
Yeah, thank God I was vaccinated. If I hadn't been, all this dirty asshole might have killed me.
Yeah. I think I made that joke to somebody. I forget who got it, but it was a couple. I think it was Max and Leah. Max we had on the podcast. You guys remember him, but it was like, oh, I bet she didn't mind that, not having the smell back or whatever, and ha ha. But now it's real, and that's your life, Kevin. You smell so bad, but you guys have COVID, so you just don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I'm getting confused here because I can smell myself. I just think it's cool. It's not,
You're not supposed to think it's cool. There's chemicals and substances in what you're smelling that are supposed to come off as like a threat, and your defenses are supposed to kick in, and you're supposed to find a stream. I don't think
that's true.
You're supposed to find a river.
I don't think that's true, actually. No.
No?
No. I think as a primate, you're supposed to be
have all those pheromones and everything. So
you're supposed to be comforted and turned on by all the stinks of the body.
I think you're right.
I think you should be more excitable to women at this point then. Like, if he walked into a bar, they'd just be like, oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah.
His asshole and his eyeballs and his dick hole all smell so good.
Look, he has pink eye actively right now. Oh, I want him.
Right. I mean, it sounds silly, the way we've set things up now in our modern society.
I know, right?
If we were like bow hunting or something, and everybody was doing about the same as good a job as the next guy, but one guy's balls smelled a lot. Like, yeah, that could do it.
You can't bow hunt a woman.
What?
It's not legal. You said
No,
you were bow hunting?
Yeah, if you were bow hunting in front of women, if you were, competing on the on the grounds of bow hunting, it might help you if you also smelled a lot like balls.
I think.
I think if you Olympic people smell. Are they showering?
They're showering. Yeah,
they're showering. Yeah. You're still better off showering.
I was going to say
bars and stuff. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying it makes sense from an animal perspective. You shouldn't be afraid of stinks.
But from a hunter's perspective, you don't want to smell too bad. And a bow is a type of weapon that it's not a ranged weapon. You want to be kind of close as far. I'm not sure what you're hunting in this scenario, but I think if your ball smelled really bad, they would pick up on you. If the wind blew a different way, you could spook them, Kev.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what.
But then a bunch of fake body wash odors would probably be even more unnatural. Yeah.
That would be worse. So on the one hand, I think the ball stink to another human is supposed to make you identifiable, but to an animal, I think it actually brings you closer to them. Maybe you're less detectable.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I'm working through this in real time with you guys.
Does smell travel at the same strength during the winter as it does in the warmer seasons?
No, it seems like it should be different.
Right?
I think it depends on like densities and
air pressure.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like the cold air, though, inhibits you just in general from smelling stuff. So, yeah, maybe that's part of it.
But I think that's part of it because of what it is, though. Like if you have a frozen food, that's never going to smell as much as you thaw it out or heat it up.
Right. I was just thinking that because of all the crazy winter weather we've had in the last couple days. We got snowed in. It was an attempt at a segue.
Oh, you're talking about the time we got snowed in.
It's so snowed in over here. It feels like when I was a kid, all the schools are canceled and everything. You guys go sledding or play outside at all?
No, I mean, I played a lot of it wasn't 18 hours, but it was a lot of Stardew Valley yesterday.
You're in love with that game.
Yeah, and then I felt bad for I was playing with the dogs inside, and I was like, we should have gone out and played today. But no, it was time to be wasted indoors, smelling my own balls.
Who's going to do it if you don't? Yeah. Those balls aren't going to smell themselves. Yeah, I was supposed to go do that Simpsons art show, and I just totally bailed on it. I feel like a real Nancy about the whole scenario because I went down
Nancy
there.
Cartwright?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A full-on Cartwright. I went down there.
Caramba.
I went down there, and it was snow everywhere. This is like the day after most of the snow came, so not every side street had been treated or anything. And so, like, this is over on Summit, and it's Cafe Bourbon Street, so the only parking is, like, street parking, and it's, like, and I'm sure it was like this over at your house, Kev, but, like, wherever the snowplow went, it sort of shot a wall of snow up around any parked car. So it was like any spot that would have been available was like mountains of snow. And I was in the van and I did like 2 laps around that block. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm out of here. And I went over to Zane's and we decided to watch, we went and saw that new Jackass movie instead. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
You got all the way down there and bailed?
Yeah. I should have called looking back on it. Like I should have I should have just like parked, or I should have picked up Zane and had him just drop me off and then like come back and pick me up after I got like shit set up. But it's up for like a month, so I'll take my stuff in when I'm down that way tomorrow or Tuesday. So I'll still get it up. If you're in the area and you want to see some fun little drawings, it's Cafe Bourbon Street on Summit in Columbus, Ohio. And I was looking forward to it, but then the sky just shit frozen death all over us. Other than that, though, lots of snowball fights and sledding a couple times with the Ninos, so that's been good. Joe, have you been trapped? Have you shoveled your drive out yet? Anything? Are you just staying at home? You're single now.
Oh yeah. No, shoveling the driveway I always do very quickly. I don't know. I think that's one of those childhood chore things that just got instilled in me.
Good.
So I had that done pretty quickly.
What's another childhood chore? Have you been showering? You've been washing your asshole and dick and everything?
I do, yeah, of course. Although I feel like I'm kind of on the opposite plan as Kev. So while he's doing it once every 4 days, I feel like I do maybe go typically like once every other day at this point.
Okay.
So probably net showers we might be equal.
I got you.
But net smell, I feel like I'm got to be less, just because I don't let it build up.
Right.
I wonder how different our balls smell from each other. Like if I don't want to smell your balls, Kevin, but I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
Like how different could it be? You know what I mean? It's still ball skin, and you're white.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you would recognize it as like ball smell, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet our BO is more different than our ball stink.
Yeah. I've noticed that sometimes I'll smell BO, and I know the smell of my BO. Yeah. I've compared those. That one's easier to get to because some people are just bad at the deodorant thing, or they just got back from the gym or something.
Is that more to do with the diet, with the normal BO, with what you're sweating out versus what is specifically drenching your balls?
Maybe a
like
little.
If you eat a lot of garlic on a regular basis, I would imagine your BO smells different than,
Yeah, but I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a different version of your BO still.
Yeah, you can put, like, if you're trying to change it on purpose, you could probably push it a little, but same base BO stock.
It's like genetic programming, BO programming, just the same way your hairline is, or your eye color. It's like, this dude smells like this. He's one of these guys. I guess it's the same thing. Some people sweat through their shirts like way more than other people, so I'm sure it's related to that.
Yeah. There's probably like 4 or 5 different kinds of BO.
Right.
Like blood types.
I wonder how many types of ball sweat there are, though. Maybe Maggie knows. We got Maggie coming in hot off the street here. Maggie, do you think my balls smell different than Kevin balls?
No, they smell basically the same to me.
She said they smell basically the same, as if she has smelled both. God damn it, guys, I have to go. Me and my wife have to have a serious conversation.
Maggie, a ball connoisseur.
Let me smell your fingers.
Cold busted.
Yep.
Smell her forehead.
She said, smell her forehead. She said, his balls smell the same as mine, but mine just smell stronger because there's so much more balls. Kevin has like a nice little, and mine's like, Jesus, that's a lot of balls.
Yep. I do have small balls.
More surface area,
Who needs it,
You have more...
They've only got me into trouble.
Is there a larger testicle, or do you have like just more skin, or what's...
Just skin. It's mostly skin. I think my balls are normal size. No, I wear special equipment under my jeans when I go out and stuff. I don't flap.
Okay.
Okay, we're good on this. Joe, how large are your balls? Are they? I mean, do you think they're average, longer than average, or Kevin's?
No, they actually. I would say they feel dainty as well.
Okay.
You never really hear about ball size being a universal measurement, so I don't know how to compare them, but I feel like I've seen larger balls on like a comparable size dog to what I would be if I were a dog. So,
have you ever seen your dad's balls before, like when you were a kid?
Yeah, but it's like one of those things where when you go back to your childhood home as an adult, it feels way smaller than it actually was. So that's a tough way to gauge that.
I think you're right. Yeah, I thought that too, that, everything seems larger. It's just because you were small and you had really small balls then.
Yeah. No way to gauge.
Yeah. You watch pornography, though.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
So do you ever sneak a peek at those balls?
I mean, it's not sneaking a peek. The balls are there. You're not just going to be like, oh.
Yeah, but sometimes you steer your attention around the screen. I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, some shots are really
ball heavy.
A lot of balls.
Yeah.
But again, that's hard to say based on angles and so forth and distance, what the accurate measurement would be.
Okay. It's fair.
So some of those guys have larger stuff. Yeah.
The proportions are all thrown off. It's like, can we get a banana thrown in there? Somebody put a banana next to that dick and balls so I know what I'm working with. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to have like a pretty big penis for it to look big on film.
Also,
and, some of those guys look like they've got big penises.
Now that I'm thinking about it, when they always say they always put a banana next to things for scale, bananas, they differ in size as much as penises differ in size.
It's true.
Have you ever thought about this? There's big bananas and then there's little ones,
Maybe not quite as much, though. Like, you don't see a banana that's 12 inches at a normal grocery store.
Sometimes.
There's definitely some range. Sometimes you'll get in there, you'll see a nice green boy that's long and
beautiful
straight.
Bunch of ripe bananas.
Well, if you take the whole bunch, but people's penises don't grow in that shape.
I know. I'm not comparing. It's not a 1-to-1. I'm saying it's like the difference is similar. A few inches. Most dicks are within a few inches of each other, I think. Yeah. Most bananas are within a few inches or some other equal measurement,
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the girth of the banana is usually about the same, but the length is what changes.
Yeah, and bananas don't have more than one state that they exist in,
They've got ripe and overripe.
Yeah, but the size doesn't.
Yeah, you're right. This is stupid.
They just get change colors and get softer. So they have that in common, I guess. I don't know.
Yep.
Eating a flaccid banana would basically be like one step removed from eating banana pudding.
No. Oh,
you
no.
You gotta
jack it off a little bit. Get this banana right.
Have the consistency of a banana, but it just the flaccidness of pudding.
Just fluffing bananas so you can just get your potassium. Oh.
Take that dick and make some bread that's past its prime.
Yep. Old dick. Turn it into bread. Soylent Green is people. All right. This week's Rogan Watch. Where are we this week? Oh, boy. Joe Rogan's got his feet to the fire again, Kevin. I don't know if you saw this, but someone took the time to mix together every single time that Joe Rogan uses the N-word on his podcast. This is over 10 years of Joe Rogan experience. And now that he's on Spotify, there are Spotify musicians that are leaving the platform because Spotify is paying Joe Rogan $30 million to say the N-word on a show that they produce. Thoughts, opinions, agree, disagree. Let's go around the table. Joe Gazzaro, where you weigh in on this? Have you seen this video, the supercut, N-word supercut?
I assume that,
where'd he go?
I don't know, but I mean, first of all, Joe was pretty angry at Rogan a couple weeks back when we talked about him, but I assume now with all the N-word saying, he's got got to be a fan.
Oh, and he's not even able to defend himself because of his microphone or something. There he is.
To be fair, if you compile a list of any time in the last 10 years, anyone says the N-word, it's kind of bad, right?
Yeah, there's no way to wiggle out of that one. Yeah. I saw his apology video on the Instagrams, and he said just about, I think, everything you could say about it. He was wrong. There's no reason any white person should ever use that word.
So yeah, I haven't seen the video.
He said it was a teachable
podcast, 70 times.
A teachable moment. It was like 23 times or something like that. And in most of them,
and is it him pretending to be another person, or
the vast majority of them are him quoting someone else saying it? Yeah. And they're out of context the way they're cut together. Some of them are left with a little bit of context that you're like, I don't know. It's a hard one to defend. You shouldn't. You got busted. You got busted, man. You're not supposed to say that.
I guess. I don't know. I've got kind of a rich history of whether it's okay under some circumstances to say the N-word.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah, I used to as one of my go-to karaoke songs, which I think is probably about as close to a corner case as you could get here without like being, I don't know, in some movie or something where you were recreating being a slave guy.
Right. Mystical shake your ass is the song, right?
That's right. And sometimes I would, because I wasn't sure whether it was like cool or whatever with everyone. But that's my thing is like, I think it can be okay in some rooms, or whatever. Just it's not. I don't accept that there's no circumstance where it's okay for a white person to do.
Right.
I used to like ask, hey, is it, I'm going to go do Mystical. Is it cool? N-word's cool. And they were like, yeah. And then, they always enjoyed those performances. So like, I don't know. What I'm supposed to think everyone else can speak for.
Right. Well, and that's a little different.
Whether other people want to hear me do it.
Right. And that's different, of course, than saying it on something that's being recorded and, a show, a popular podcast or whatever. I don't know.
I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know how different it is.
There's like, I don't know. I mean, in my earlier years, I might argue that like, it's just a sound, bro. It's like, are we so animalistic that just a noise out of someone's face can like make you want to be violent? It's like, are we that animalistic? It's like, yeah, actually we are, and context matters, and like, obviously freedom of speech, but the backside to that one is like, yeah, freedom of speech, but you might piss some people off, so you will have to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not definitely not saying it's like good practice generally, but I don't know. I mean, like it doesn't mean what some people want you to think it means.
Yeah,
like something like 10 to 20% of white guys probably think that it can be said in service of like a joke or something and like kind of be okay.
Or like
I'm not saying 10 to 20% is they're not right necessarily, but like this isn't, I don't know, it just doesn't make Joe Rogan a bad person to have said the N-word, especially if he's quoting. I don't know.
I bet there's a bunch of bros that say it like, almost just like a rap culture type, like you may as well be singing a Mystical song. Yeah, but like just to your bros or whatever. Like, yo, just chatting it up with your boys. But like, I don't know. It's a fully loaded word. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, don't say it and
leave it out of job interviews. Leave it out of eulogies. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah. It's just weird to, I don't know. It's weird to imagine having a space that's like that sacred or whatever, it's never okay under any circumstance. Like, it almost seems like never okay to hit a woman. Like, yeah, that sounds about right, but I bet I could think of a reason.
Sure, if she had a knife and she was running right at me and I didn't know her and she already killed like 2 other people with that knife, she's gonna get hit.
Yeah.
And she'll probably end up making my dinner that night. Hey! No, I'm just joking.
I don't know, just the whole Rogan thing bothers me because...
His name's Joe Rogan. You said whole Rogan? It's Joe Rogan. Go ahead.
I mean, on the one hand, part of it is wondering how much of like the news that I see is just because I'm, interested in Joe Rogan. Like,
yeah,
maybe I'm seeing more of it than other people are.
Yeah.
Like that dimension of it bothers me. But then also, like, feels like all the negative energy for him comes from people that like aren't familiar at all.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like, he's running a long form podcast for 1,500 episodes.
You're lucky it was only 24 times he said the N-word. Like, that's a lot of sitting around bullshitting high and drunk. You know what I mean?
Well, that too, but also, like, you can't just show up, after seeing an article with a snippet, a text snippet or a soundbite or something, like, show up and have a strong opinion about what, like, should happen with him.
Right.
It just doesn't...
That's fair. I agree with that. It makes me wonder, like, what if there was, like... what if you could erase your digital like fingerprint entirely? Because you mentioned that like maybe the normal feed or somebody else's feed they don't ever hear about Joe Rogan. It's just that like because on your device you have it like on Spotify and we'll bring it up or we'll be in a text group with some other friends and maybe you haven't listened to the episode in a long time, but there's someone cool on there like, hey, Tarantino was on Rogan, and now that's like part of your phone, and now you're searching it, and now, you know what I mean? I want they should like, I don't know, they should make that like an option in the future.
Rogan, if Tarantino was on Rogan, they're definitely saying the N-word there.
I don't think they did on that one. I think this was when he woke up to just saying the N-word, you know what I mean, instead of not actually saying it. But anyways,
it isn't the whole reason people went looking, like created an N-word video was because of the other comment he made, right?
What was the other one?
When he had Jordan Peterson on, there was a stretch of a few minutes or whatever where they were like kind of not really saying anything, but Rogan was said something to the effect of like, oh, isn't it weird that we even like talk in terms of black or whatever? And that if you look, like, people's skin isn't actually black, it's brown. Like, right. It was just kind of it was like an idle sort of like gee whoa type discussion.
Right.
And then, the next couple days, again, this is my media feed, so who knows?
Yeah.
But the next couple days, it was all a bunch of stuff about like, Don Lemon blasts Rogan for, trying to educate him on blackness or something like that.
Okay.
And I was just like, no, like.
That was like not a speaking point on a podcast. I was talking, and then there's also all the stuff going on about the misinformation about COVID-19, right? Like in the wearing the mask and all that stuff. And that guy we talked about a couple weeks ago who got booted from Twitter, some scientist he had on or virologist or something. But like, I was talking to Maggie about it and I was like, I still like Joe Rogan. It's not like, it's like a Alex Jones like type show where the whole point of the show is like, we're going to reveal the truth and we're going to finally get to the bottom of this and join the army, and like, let's take down the system that's been lying to us or whatever. Like, that's the vibe of his show. The vibe of Joe Rogan's show is like fucking variety hour. Who's going to be on this week? Oh, fun. It's a comedian. oh, it's a movie director. Oh, it's, and whatever. And they talk about like you said, open form, like just freestyle, not very planned, not produced. You just, like
it's actual
hanging out with
conversations.
comedians and shit. Yeah.
Actual conversations between interesting people and a curious guy.
Right. And that's very different than like, the hot water that like Alex Jones got into, or the news, which is supposed to be like, that's another good example. Like it's you have to look at
right, guys, we have 10 minutes, figure out the scariest news, and then we'll repeat that 240 times.
Yeah. And call ourselves the news while we do it. And then, it's like anytime Joe Rogan or almost any comedian for that matter gets in trouble, the same shit they get in trouble for, I've already heard that on like other podcasts that are from other comedians, but they're just not as big as Joe Rogan. Like that specific brand of humor, like let's and it's not even a good example with him using the N-word or whatever, because he's mostly quoting them, but he's, to be fair, mostly quoting comedians and stuff that, he thought had, funny moments where that word was used and it couldn't be left out of the story or something. But like, I've heard a bunch of other comedy podcasts, like Bad Friends, Andrew Santino, they have a guy on there. His name's Doc. He's a black guy, and like every single week he's on, they like call him Little Black Magic and make fun of how small he is. And then anytime he starts explaining a story in like a goofy way, like Santino will start doing his voice, which is, a black guy's voice. So he's like doing that like several times in every podcast and I'm like, how is no one beating their door down? You know what I mean? Like they belittle this guy on almost every episode, and they're friends with him. But it also feels very like, oh man, you guys are. It's like because there's an Asian guy there and they're cool with it. They do like Korean jokes and stuff like that because of Bobby Lee, and then they have Andrew Santino, so they'll do all kinds of Irish jokes or whatever and stereotypes. And then because Doc is there. And he's another comedian, not nearly as big as those guys, but it's like go nuts with like black jokes if you want to. And I don't know. And so they go after Rogan, and I think it's just because of how big he is and how popular the show is, and that deal is still pretty recent. What Spotify paid him to be exclusive to their streaming service. So,
and it's unclear. I saw a lot of references when like Neil Young and a couple other people like boycotted Spotify. They were talking about, I don't think I saw any like real numbers, but joking about like how little money musicians make from Spotify.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like the protest is actually about that, or it's at least partially about that. Like,
right.
It's all just one big, I don't know. It's like a confused nonsense, like gossip, grief party. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I suppose it would depend on like a label deal or whatever, but any artist that isn't satisfied with what Spotify is paying them for streams, can't they pull their stuff? I mean, can't they not sign the thing for specifically Spotify or other streaming platforms to be like, we just don't want to be on those. So if people want to hear our music, then they have to go to our website and buy our shit or come to our shows or whatever. I mean, I've seen bands sell a digital version of their music, just on the web. Like that's happened before. It wasn't always iTunes and Spotify. So
what I'm saying is the boycott or whatever is kind of hard to read because, like, according to their story, they don't have a lot to lose by boycotting Spotify. So it's like I can't tell how much you or how much you hate Joe Rogan now because you're giving up something that you're also saying like wasn't worth it in the first place.
Right.
And the first person to get like mad and boycott on the racist front was India RE.
Yeah, that was the video I saw where she explained that, we're making 0.03 cents per stream, and then they're paying Joe Rogan $30 million, and he uses the N-word a lot. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I feel like, did she say that initially?
That was the video that I saw.
Initially, okay. Because initially she just said, like, the article, was just limited, a couple of paragraphs, but it was just something about, like, she was upset about his problematic language around race. But this was right after he had the Jordan Peterson podcast. So, like, the only thing they really alluded to specifically was this conversation. Conversation where he muses about.
Okay, that could have been what I'm
black.
Yeah, that's probably the one I saw. Then never mind. I don't think she made like another one.
But my theory is, I doubt that she is like a Joe Rogan connoisseur. Like, I think she was publicly upset about the comments he made, which were just, isn't it weird that we call it black skin? And
right.
Then I think all the N-word stuff just came afterwards, incidentally, and she's like, see?
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming some of that I shouldn't really have to assume. I'm sure the information's out there, but...
Right. I think you're right. As far as, like, whatever the timing of the
timeline
video.
is, she was public at the same time that there was no N-word video, and everyone was upset about
how the
this
black
sort of
skin
offhand
thing.
comment.
Yeah. I think people need to pick their battles. You know what I mean? You have an edgy comedian, or I feel like there's bigger fish to fry, but obviously he knows he fucked up, and that only looks bad. Like Joe, like you said, it is you saying that word whatever X amount of times cut together in a video that someone made. Like there's that's definitely a whoopsie Goldberg. Like you can't talk your way out of that one. You say you're sorry, and I think and in his apology video he said, like, the whatever the newest one in there was pretty old. Like I figured out, like, I just shouldn't be saying this ever. Well after that the last N in the video. So I don't know.
Well, I think we should pick this up again next time. But getting to that time
out there. We all agreed to do a shorter one. I think the way I'll leave that one is the white reporter, and he's interviewing, I want to say, Morgan Freeman. No, it's Sam Jackson. I don't know. I think it's Sam Jackson, but he tells him, he says something about, because they're talking about a Tarantino movie, and he says something about the N-word, and Sam Jackson gets real mad and, like, demands that the reporter, he's like, what N-word? No, nobody, next. Like, what word are you talking about? And he's like, say it. No, you say it. If you're gonna, and he gets like all Sam Jackson on him, and this guy is just shitting his pants. You gotta look this interview up on YouTube next time you get the chance. It's hilarious, and it'll make you love Sam Jackson even more. Because if I had that ability, I would definitely fucking throw that out there every once in a while.
That was Louis C.K.'s thing too, about the N-word or whatever, that you're cheating. Like when you say the N-word, you put the real version of it into someone's head. That's what saying a word is.
Yeah.
So
he had a new special, by the way. Sorry. I was able to watch that. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I also found it very, very funny. My wife's not like 100% on him due to his jaying off in front of people and stuff, and still kind of feels weird about him. But I was like, come on, let's just give it the first, 10 minutes or 15 minutes. We'll see if you like it. And we both were all in. We're cracking up. And he goes over some very edgy, uncomfortable, like, premises that are just, definitely going for it. Would recommend. Yeah. Joe, did we lose you? Are you still here? You still here? Are you still here, Joe?
I'm still here. Yeah, no, I'm still here. I didn't like it as much as you guys did. It felt like I was expecting more of a, I don't know, Chappelle level comeback.
Okay.
And this seemed like it was more just, oh, this is the next Louis C.K. bit.
Well, he had one after all that shit went down.
Okay.
And he talks about it a lot, like, or at least, pays it its dues or whatever, the whole jaying off in hotel rooms to people that later were not into it or something. I don't even know.
I wasn't specifically expecting him to address that. Just it seemed like him taking time away would have been like he would have come back funnier, but it seemed like it was like essentially the same material that he was doing before.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought I was promised a game as well before we were cutting out.
We got time. Is it 11 yet? Oh, it's 10 after 11. All right, we'll have to do a quick one. But while I look up some trivia questions, Joe.
I'll see you guys later.
You going to pop off?
I'm going to go night. Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to take the point.
Kevin,
give me a point.
He's going to take the points. Kevin, I love you, buddy. Thanks for everything.
Guys.
You're the man.
You.
We'll see you.
Good night.
Me and Joe will go a little longer here and do some trivia games. Let me fix the stream here. I know it gets a little wonky when we have a video member pop out. Look at me, Mom. I'm on YouTube.
Can't even see you.
Well, I'm resizing my video window. This is great for anyone listening to the audio right now. They're like, what is going on? Ask the trivia questions. Oh, hey, I was going to say, didn't you watch a movie, or wasn't there something that you were going to bring up? There was a movie. Patron, you went to a movie and you had an issue with a human.
Yeah, well, issue with the human. So watched Macbeth.
Oh,
there's a new Macbeth after 400 some years.
Okay.
The William Shakespeare feature came out starring Denzel Washington.
Okay.
Directed by one of the Coen brothers. It was great. It's in black and white, 4:3 aspect ratios.
Oh,
it kind of looks a lot like The Lighthouse.
Lighthouse, yeah, that's what I initially.
Very, very cool looking, very stripped down, so you just have to focus on the acting, and it is not. I didn't realize going in that it's not like a Romeo plus Juliet thing where they kind of update the dialogue. They're just giving you the straight up dialogue.
Okay.
Oh,
really?
Pay attention. Yeah.
Oh, so, like directly from the play. Okay.
Yeah. So you get into a thing where it's like,
will I be able to understand it? I mean, Shakespeare.
Right, exactly. You get into a thing where it does seem like a bit of a different language if you're not used to it.
Yeah. I'm not used to it.
But then after a couple scenes, you kind of get the vibe, and you do start picking up on some words, and it's not all totally weird, but you're also more importantly picking up on what the actors are doing.
Yeah.
So as long as you can keep names straight, and Macbeth is pretty straightforward in terms of what happens.
The characters.
But yeah. But this patron, though, he's in there, not quite sure what's going on with him.
A fellow moviegoer.
So first of all, this is at a place where they make you select your seat. He's in my seat, so I went a row behind him. Didn't want to say, "Hey, you get out of here." Whatever, it's fine.
Hold on, real quick. Was this movie, the new Macbeth? Was it set in China?
I think it's set in Scotland.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was filmed in China.
Okay.
But why do you? Is this a Milan joke?
No. I was wondering. No. I hadn't seen it. I heard something. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't get that one. That one flew over my. Is there a?
It's not a joke. I'm not trying to make a joke. No, I thought the movie was like set in China or something.
Oh no. It's
okay. It's like
Scotland,
the standard play. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a stylized or something. I thought it was set in China.
Well, I guess to be fair, you can't really tell where it's set, just based on how ambiguously it's shot. I take that back. They do mention Scotland a couple times in the dialogue, so
okay.
You'll assume it's set there. But
okay.
Yeah, the guy's sitting there,
the patron, in my
seat. He's eating like 2 or 3 things at once. He's got some popcorn going on. I think he's got like a pretzel. He's got a drink, and he's just chomping on stuff very loudly. So that's obnoxious. But it's okay because you're allowed to eat in a theater.
Yeah.
Movie gets going after the trailers have happened.
I got to interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
Is this a very, what kind of crowd do we got in this theater? Is this a packed house, or we got empty seats? Could you move? Could you get away from this guy if he's being annoying?
I mean, you could get away from him physically, but not from his actions.
Oh.
It's probably 10 people, but
Okay.
he's got his phone on, and he gets a text message, and it's like set to the max volume of
Okay,
it, like,
sure.
So that happens once at the beginning of the film where you're not quite sure what the film is doing yet. So it might have been, like, the text sound was ambiguous enough that it might have been part of the movie. You're not quite sure with how the soundtrack is working out yet. But then, like 10 minutes later, it happens again.
Ugh.
And then you see him like pick up his phone and it lights up his face. And
full on. No issues. Not trying to hide it. No,
right.
No covering.
No, he's not, he doesn't put his code out in front of it or anything like that.
Oh,
he sends
my
his text
blood.
back
My blood is boiling right now.
Yeah. So then that happens again. He gets a text back. The stupid sound pops up again, and you're like, okay, this is not part of the film at all.
Is he going default alert notification sounds on an iPhone, or is this? Would you say these are custom?
It looked like he had an Android based on what I could see, and
I don't know their noises.
That sound scheme.
Okay,
but yeah, so he gets into that, and then he got that other text, and then he's kind of like cruising through his phone for a little bit longer. Just his face is all lit up, and another text happens. This is all within the span of like 20 minutes. So it's not like back to back to back, but it's enough that it's like annoying.
Right.
And then eventually somebody from the very back yells out, "Hey, can you turn your phone off, please?"
Oh, okay.
Very nicely.
No aggression in the tone, or no tone or anything like that?
No. It was I guess as polite as you could be after like getting 3 text messages.
Give me the tone the best you remember it. Hey, could you please turn off that phone? Was it that aggressive?
Hey, could you turn your phone off, please?
Okay, that's not aggressive.
Pretty
yeah.
Pretty decent.
I like that.
Yeah, and so he turned off his phone. Then I looked over down the aisle, and another older lady also simultaneously like turned off her phone as well. That she must have had she freaked out or something.
Were you pumped when this all started popping off? Were you like, oh, I might see some shit tonight, or like, were you excited? Or sometimes a part of me gets excited, like, ooh, how's he going to take that? Let's find out together.
Ever since that Dark Knight shooting, like, I'm always apprehensive to say anything in a theater. Like, this guy might be just packing an AK-47 right now and just be ready to mow us all down.
Just waiting for that one
case
comment.
He doesn't care for the way I told him about turning off his phone.
Yeah.
So he turned it off, and that lasted about 10 more minutes, and then he turned it back on, and it starts going again. It's so weird. Like, after the first time you get a text in the theater, like, I don't care if you're on your phone. Just, why is your volume cranked all the fucking way up where you're getting text back? And that's the weird thing.
I think it's a standard, too, that it's like with, I don't know, modern phone design and the newest, thinnest, coolest looking phones, like everyone still keeps the silent button on the side. I don't know if your phone has that, but like I have a iPhone 11, and I don't know about Android, but there's like power, volume.
My phone is just always on vibrate, so I don't even mess with the ringtone.
Yeah, but that's an easy switch later. I'm saying you don't have to go into settings or anything.
He fires the phone back up again. He must have seen another text he doesn't like. And by the way, he's also watching the movie still loosely, and is like,
into the movie.
Again, Macbeth, Shakespeare. It's like, man, this is all dialogue. It's like you paid $13 for a ticket. You didn't know what you're going to be seeing here.
Yeah.
It's like, he said 2 things. He said, there's no dialogue. He's talking to himself. So that's another. And where's the action?
Did he come with anyone? No,
he was by himself. He's talking to himself.
Mm.
And then so he gets another text. And then now, instead of just replying in the theater, he does text to talk. So he like puts the phone up real close to his face and something. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
That's a ballsy play.
Right.
I think he was hoping dude would bring it up again. Did that guy speak up again?
That guy didn't speak again. He was quiet enough that I don't think that guy could have heard that like he could the text sound. Then he goes to the bathroom or the concession stand, comes back with like a full beer, and then drinks that, and then watches like 10 more minutes of the movie, and then he gets back on his phone, and I see him looking over his shoulder. He's now loading up YouTube. I'm like, is this guy about to second screen this thing? Then he puts on his headphones, and I'm like, what the hell? So he put on his headphones to leave. So he loaded up YouTube to put on a song, put on the headphones, and left the movie. Like,
then you don't have to hear everyone boo as you leave the theater.
Right? Yeah. Well, nobody booed, but it's just it's like all the things you could possibly do wrong, and then why would you even go see this film?
And I mean, like, you took this was like not an easy thing, for you to go see this movie. Didn't you go see this at a movie theater in China, or was this in town?
No, yeah, I took the bullet train from China today, and I got back a little earlier. That's why I was late logging on.
And the movie does. I looked it up. I confirmed it. The movie does take place in China.
Yeah, I don't think that's true, but
the reason I mentioned that is because today's game is movies set in China. Joe, are you ready?
Okay,
we gotta wrap this.
What do I
pod
need
up.
To win then? I'm not playing against anybody. But what do I need to win?
I'll give you 5, and if you can answer 3, then you win.
Okay, I'm gonna say one. Well, I won't pre-guess. No. I'm gonna say one of the answers is gonna be Mulan. Okay.
All right. You ready?
I'll wait. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let's go.
So the way it works is I'm giving you the marketing tagline for movies set in China.
Oh, no.
You have to answer 3 of the 5. I was trying to come up with like a funny segue or joke when you were talking about the movie theater and all that, and it just didn't work. You were just confused. You were like, why do you keep asking me? Anyways.
Well, no, I thought you knew something about the filming of this that I didn't. Maybe they got a tax break to shoot Macbeth in China.
No, I know nothing. All right, here we go. Your first tagline, you have to name the movie set in China. One of mankind's greatest wonders. 1,007 years to build, 5,500 miles long. What were they trying to keep out? What is the name of the movie set in China?
I haven't seen it, but I think there's a Matt Damon film called The Great Wall.
You've done it. You've got it correct. It came out in 2016. It was not very good. The Great Wall.
Does it have Matt Damon in it?
It does have Matt Damon in it, yes.
Is it like The Last Samurai, but with Matt Damon and The Great Wall of China?
That's right.
Okay.
It's like a mixture of The Last Samurai and The Last Dragon. Dragonheart. I am the last samurai. Anyways, a timeless story.
I don't think I'm going to add that to my queue.
All right. Have you seen Dragonheart?
Dragonheart I've seen, but not The Great Wall.
Okay, yeah, don't watch it. Here's your next tagline. It goes like this. A timeless story of strength, secrets, and 2 warriors who would never surrender. We should do it like this. You only get 1 guess. So you can't just go through and figure it out, okay?
I thought that's what we were doing.
That's what we're doing, yes.
Okay.
A timeless story of strength, secrets, and 2 warriors who would never surrender.
Ooh.
Movie set in China.
Set in China. 2 specific warriors who would never surrender.
That's how it reads.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate Mulan because that had like armies in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mulan was really all about her, wasn't it? I mean,
well,
she did have that dude. Oh yeah. Okay.
Is it? This isn't. I don't know. Is this Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Oh my God, Joe, you've done it again. Well done.
Okay, well, if the next one's not Mulan, I'm fucked. I think I just used all my movies set in China that I know.
No, you got this. All right. Here's your next tagline. And you already got two. You're 2 for 2. I'm impressed. Here's your tagline. Grab destiny by the rice dumplings.
Grab destiny by the rice dumplings.
Yeah. Kind of like a grab life by the balls thing, but
right.
but cleaned up so that it could be put on a movie poster.
Is that a Kung Fu Panda? Is that a?
I mean,
that's what I'm.
You have to just give me a final answer. You know?
I'm going to say that's Kung Fu Panda.
All right, you're not going to get that one. That's Kung Fu Panda 3. So you know, I don't think they would go that aggressive with a tagline for the first film in a new IP, a new franchise. That's your mistake.
True.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it was a tricky question.
Here's your next one. Movies that are set in China. Bruce Lee claims his revenge through death and beyond. So you got to get one more. You got to get this one or the next one, or you are effed, man, and you get 0 points.
Bruce Lee claims his. So now I don't know if this is like a weird, like a B horror movie that stars like a fake Bruce Lee, or this is an actual Bruce Lee movie. But I'll say it one more time.
Bruce Lee claims his revenge through death and beyond.
Okay, so I think it might be a regular Bruce Lee movie. So.
Okay. Do you know the title of any of those, or do you have? Have you seen them? Do you know?
Yeah, there's only like a few actual Bruce Lee movies.
Yeah, right, and they're like, there's like a handful that like people. I'll
say Game of Death.
Okay, it's not Game of Death.
Fuck.
For no points, do you want to try again?
Death because death was in the title.
Yeah, it's smart. I see what you did.
Yeah.
Just for funds, do you know any other Bruce Lee movie titles?
Yeah, they're not coming to me.
Okay, this one is Fist of Fury. That's the correct answer. The other one I can remember off the top of my head isn't it just Enter the Dragon?
Yeah, that's the Mortal Kombat one.
Okay. So you got to get this last one, or you lose it all.
You got to
get
the
yeah.
Oh, I really hope it's Mulan.
If you get this, right, we're gonna allow Kevin and you to shower together.
If you get this wrong, shower first. I don't want to shower with those.
No, you shower with him, and you guys wash each other's back and lower back.
No,
yeah,
no, he's got to wash his balls first.
Well, he'll wash his own balls, and you can wash your own balls. But
no, he needs to pre-wash. I don't want to get in the shower with smelly balls.
It won't be long before the smell goes down the drain. You'll be all right.
It'll be too long.
If you get
Any time is too long.
If you get this wrong, you'll have to continue your life as a heterosexual male taking showers alone. Okay?
Well, now I don't know what to do. Okay, but read me the question.
All right, here's your last tagline. 1,500 slaves, 353,260,000 royal subjects, warlords, concubines, and 2 wives. He was the loneliest boy in the world. I think you'll get this. I'm just going to say that.
What is it? Okay, say it again.
1,500 slaves, 353 million royal subjects, warlords, concubines, and 2 wives. He was the loneliest boy in the world. For the win. Joe Gazzaro tees it up. He's organizing his thoughts, ladies and gentlemen.
That's also not Mulan.
You wanted Mulan so bad.
I mean, that would be the easy go-to. I know that doesn't sound like 7 years in Tibet. I feel like that's also maybe set in Tibet, but Brad Pitt was banned from China.
Tibet. People say Tibet.
That's what I said. Tibet.
Tibet sounds like a new networking company.
So the way that's teed up sounds like it's... I think there's a movie called The Last Con, and that's what I'll say.
The correct answer is The Last Emperor. Directed by Steven Spielberg. Maybe you heard of it?
Yeah.
You've probably seen that, right? Or at least know of it. You know of it, though.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. 1987, Steven Spielberg, The Last Emperor. It had a kid, and he was a child emperor. You've seen this. I haven't seen it, but I know about it. You know what I mean?
I definitely haven't seen the movie, but maybe that's what I was thinking of when I said The Last Khan instead of The Last Emperor. But
2 out of 5 ain't bad. You didn't totally botch it. You were real close.
Give me the point.
You know what? You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and throw the point in there. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Yeah,
you win.
Oh, okay, I'm looking at the
the cover art is pretty iconic. Yeah,
the cover art is what I was picturing when I said The Last Con. Yeah,
there you go. And that's
so I'll take the point for that, I guess.
Yeah, take the point because you probably would have got it if I gave you 30 more guesses. So good job.
Yeah.
I
got two out of the 3 words.
No, that's not bad. You get 2 out of the 5 questions and 2 out of the 3 words of the one you missed. That's so as close really of a round as you can get, man.
I got 2 2/3 of a point, which rounds up to 3, which gives me the win.
Yeah. No, I think you're good, and I think we're counting it. So I'll let the boys know, and we'll adjust the online leaderboards. And cheers, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. No, a well done round.
That's fun. Let's say goodbye to everybody. Podcast right now, episode 198. What will happen for episode 200? Stay tuned to find out. Will it be the end of the podcast? Will it be a rebranding of the podcast? And will we remove or add some people to the panel? You'll just have to stick around and find out. No one will know until we can all stick around and find out. Kevin said goodbye already. Joe, do you want to say goodbye to everybody?
I thought we were just going to start freely using the N-word. We're going to push back the other direction. We're going to take it back, is what we said in pre-production, right?
No, we're not doing that. That was your thing that you kept bringing up, but I never said that.
I thought Kevin said that.
No.
Okay, well, we won't do that then.
All right, we won't do that. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week, or hopefully we'll rock another episode soon. And be well out there in podcast land. Bye-bye. A podcast right now.